Some people find peace in the noise. I don't. My refuge is in the quiet corners where the world can't reach me. Between one thought and the next lies a universe of images and meanings beyond logic. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychologist and psychiatrist, called this intuitive perception, the ability to sense invisible patterns and possibilities before they appear. Today, we'll explore how this shapes deep personalities, whether turned outward to the world or inward to the self, and the gifts and risks each path carries. For Jung, intuition isn't a lucky guess or daydreaming. It's a genuine way of perceiving life, as real as sight or hearing. But instead of focusing on the solid and concrete, it picks up on what might be. Intuitive people notice possibilities before they're visible, connections before they're obvious, and meanings before they're fully formed. It's like watching the present with one eye while the other scans the horizon for the seeds of the future, and sensing the invisible threads that tie it all together. For a melancholic soul, this is both a refuge and a weight. Refuge because it offers a private inner world where everything has meaning. Weight because once you perceive something, you can't unsee it. That perception can be a gift, but it can also be a risk, depending on where it's directed, outward into the world or inward into the self. When intuition faces outward, it becomes a seeker of possibilities in the external world. People with this orientation seem to see open doors everywhere. A passing thought that could grow into a project, a casual meeting that might change the course of events, a spark in someone's words that could light an entirely new path. They are visionaries, restless and curious, always reaching for what could be. Their minds leap from one possibility to the next, weaving connections that others might never imagine. This hunger for novelty can be inspiring, but also exhausting. They may struggle to commit to one thing, fearing they'll miss out on the next great opportunity. This is the gift of extroverted intuition, the ability to see opportunities where others see nothing, to connect people and ideas in ways that create new realities. But it's also its risk. Scattering energy, chasing too many paths at once, and struggling to stay with one long enough to see it through. And if looking outward reveals so much potential, what happens when intuition turns inward into the uncharted depths of the self? When intuition turns inward, it dives into an ocean of symbols, patterns, and archetypes. These individuals perceive layers of meaning hidden beneath everyday events, connect moments that seem unrelated, and sometimes understand people in ways they can't logically explain. Their gaze doesn't just skim the surface, it pierces through, uncovering truths that lie beneath. But such depth can be both a gift and a trap. It can disconnect them from the present, making them seem distant or mysterious. In reality, they're navigating an inner landscape so rich and consuming that the outside world can feel flat in comparison. For the melancholic, this can create a sense of being out of sync with others, hearing music that no one else seems to notice. This is the gift of introverted intuition, the ability to see patterns and meanings invisible to most, to sense the undercurrents that shape people and events. But it carries its own risks, disconnecting from reality, overlooking what's right in front of them, and becoming isolated in an inner world that few can enter. Living with heightened perception is a paradox. It's beautiful to notice the patterns others miss, to see meaning in a glance, a pause, or the way light falls on a room. But it can be heavy to carry those meanings alone. For the melancholic, this sensitivity often comes with silence, not because they have nothing to say, but because so much of what they feel can't be translated into words others will understand. Sometimes the depth is too wide to bridge, and so they keep it quietly, where it can't be dismissed or misunderstood. This is the gift here, a richer, more textured experience of life. But the risk is isolation, when the inner world feels safer than the one outside. That isolation can slowly blur the line between what's lived and what's only imagined. Intuition, whether turned outward or inward, can pull us away from practical reality. It's easy to become absorbed in ideas, possibilities, or imagined futures, letting the present slip by unnoticed. The extroverted intuitive might chase one exciting project after another, leaving trails of beginnings without endings. The introverted intuitive might retreat so deeply into their inner world that opportunities in the here and now pass them by. For a melancholic, this tension can be especially sharp, living between two worlds, the real and the imagined, the visible and the symbolic, and never feeling fully at home in either. The gift is perspective, the ability to step outside the obvious and see what others can't. The risk is losing touch with the grounding details that give life stability. The challenge is not to abandon one world for the other, but to move between them with grace. Jung believed every gift needs balance. For intuition, balance means learning how to transform invisible perceptions into tangible results. Not every vision needs to be pursued, but some are worth nurturing with patience and care. For the melancholic, this can be the path from contemplation to creation, using their unique way of seeing as a compass, guiding ideas from the realm of possibility into the reality others can touch. The gift is transformation, turning perception into purpose. The risk is letting ideas remain locked away, never acted upon. Building a bridge from the inner world to the outer one ensures that what you see doesn't just stay with you, it can inspire, help, and connect. Because the world needs what you notice. It needs the patterns you uncover, the meanings you reveal, and the beauty only you can translate. If you saw yourself in these descriptions, your way of seeing the world might be rarer and more valuable than you think. Take care of it. And if this video resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Here, we celebrate depth as a gift, not a problem. And since we've been talking about intuition and how it shapes who we are, in the next video, we'll explore a theme every melancholic knows well: loneliness. Click here and keep this conversation going with me.